Hello everyone, Derek's Damn Toys, and we are technically back with another action figure review. Technically today, it will be a duo action figure review as I finally got the extra part in here that I've been waiting for. So, you guys may know I did pick up a action figure a little while ago from my boy Tyler, also known as Action Figure Universe on Instagram. If you guys would, feel free to go check out his page. Maybe go hit him up if you're interested in some of the loose figures that he is selling, because last I knew he was trying to get rid of some more. So definitely would have to recommend that if you guys are interested in buying some loose figures. He's got quite a few interesting figures too, I won't lie. I'm still definitely interested in picking up some of them if still available. I cannot cut this box today, apparently. So, my bad for that. Especially knowing that we're going to have to cut open the box of the box that's inside of this box. One sheet of paper. Oh, he wrapped this bad boy up in paper. So let's throw the box on a screen. See you later. Goodbye. And let's take this bad boy out. Oh yes, he is in the packaging. You know, I almost thought I bought one that was just gonna be like the package. I don't know why, but yes, today we are gonna be reviewing the Legend Series 16 Farooq and Bradshaw, also known as the APA. Are you questioning what that stands for? If you are, well, we can get into that here in a little bit. Of course, now that we technically have the packaging, very beat up fucking box, I will say that, but not complaining too much. Definitely looks like it could have been potentially opened at one point. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But see you later, goodbye, because I did not have to tear the box open. We can take a nice good old look at the Farooq up inside the packaging, though I will probably end up doing this thing off camera because I hate trying to get these fucking things through the hole or cut them because I'm too lazy to go grab a pair of scissors out of the kitchen, which is literally in the next room. If I'm going to be honest, I am just a lazy bastard. But yeah, when it comes down to it at the end of the day, let me take a second to get Farooq up out of his plastic prison. As you can tell, it is like they're in prison. He's in... What was it? Shit, maybe you'll think about it after. Now, alrighty, you guys. Now that we've got Farooq out of his plastic prison, I'm gonna go over the accessories. Of course, he is the only one I have the accessories for. It's technically Bradshaw. I didn't ask for the accessories nor the belt, but you know, just saying, Tyler, if you're interested in selling me the other belt, I will pay for it. Just throwing it out there. But on that note, you know, we shall get into the accessories. Technically, I do know what the accessories for this bad boy are. So technically, when it comes to this man, we would have gotten two sets of different hands. We would have gotten a set of fisted hands and and we also would have gotten a set of mic holding hands. Same thing as we also get for Farooq, as he comes with a set of mic / weapon holding hands and a set of fist hands. And when it comes to his hands, I will point it out, it is really cool to see all the finger tape and all that kind of detail, which is why I'm happy I bought this man with all of his accessories. So if I do ever decide to switch hands and need weapon holding hands, I've got them and they're accurate. When it comes to JBL, he did not technically have anything cool when it comes to his hands, so they are just plain Jane. And in all reality, you could technically use other figure hands for him. Technically you can for the Bradshaw as well, but that doesn't necessarily matter. Now, of course, when it comes to the belt, both men would have come with this belt. Of course, as I said, I didn't bother to buy it with that one. I got them both roughly for around the same price, though, which just goes to show sometimes when you scroll through eBay, you can find some really good price shiznit. But when it comes down to this WWF or WWE World Tag Team Championship, it definitely looks really cool. I love the colors on the globe in the middle. I just love the way this belt looks in general. Kind of hope I do find another one, because then those might replace the tag team championships in the Fed. I'll use those instead of the silver plated penny belts, because I do use the black strap off the penny belts with the silver plates of the modern-ish, I guess you could say, because now they technically aren't the modern tag team champions. They've got a different look now, which is, thank God, it's so much better. Honestly, I thought the one designing of the Raw tag belts were a little off, but I've kind of gotten used to them. Still, after all these years, hated the penny belt design. Even when they turned the faceplate silver, it didn't matter. But anywho, of course, now that we can get into the action figures themselves and the way they look and stuff of that nature. Now, of course, both men are pretty much the same from the waist down. You've got the cool little star and the Undertaker tee and stuff on that side. Same thing on this side. When it comes down to the Bradshaw, you've got the same thing. You know, like I said, they are quite literally the exact same from the waist down. If anything, the only difference might be the boots. And I say it like that because the Farooq definitely has some bigger looking boots than the JBL. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. I can't read. Anyway, when it comes down to it, when you get into the upper half of the figure, so you know, from the waist up, they are definitely different. I don't know if you could tell, but I definitely can. When it comes down to it, the Farooq has a really ripped torso. He has some symbols on his chest, and technically they are backwards on the Bradshaw torso, so that's kind of interesting to think about. The Farooq head scan, I want to say we've seen this Farooq head scan for years now. They haven't bothered to change it. Like, this was on the jeans and t-shirt Farooq from way back in the day. Of course, double jointed arms, because it is a modern day Legends figure. You've got the good old articulation. If I could actually pose the arms, I would, but holy shit, that arm is having a tough time posing with one hand, so give me a second. Alrighty, you guys, I finally got the arms to pose. This one wasn't bad, it was just this arm in particular, but now they both are posing just fine. You've got the nice little arm bicep wrap sitting there on the upper bicep. You've got black wrist tape. What more could you really ask for out of a ministry style APA set of figures? A set of figures I think a lot of people, including myself, have been waiting for a very long time, as being fans of both of these men, especially during their APA run, because that's when I started watching, well, at least that's when I started watching Farooq, was during the APA time. I technically started watching Bradshaw during his JBL days, because I was technically a bit of a late viewer. So I started watching stuff more closer to my time period first, when I started to try to catch up on everything. And on top of it, you know, you've also got the idea that Farooq retired way before like 2010 and shit. So it took me a minute to kind of backtrack on some of the stuff. But when I found out about these two being a tag team, watched some of their tag matches and stuff of that nature, man, these two were just brutal. They were powerhouses in every way, shape, and form, and honestly, I can't even say I'm hating. But of course, when it comes to the Bradshaw figure, now that we've talked enough about your boy Farooq here, we've got quite an interesting head scan, as this looks like the original JBL head scan, but with long hair. And I only say it like that because I have the original JBL, so I technically could make a comparison there, but I'm not going to because I don't feel like pulling it out of my tote. Didn't really prepare, but of course he would also have the goatee, and he's got earrings, so that's also pretty nice detail. Sadly, he's also got a little bit of schmutz on his face, but that's also whatever. It doesn't really bother me too much, because worst case scenario, I could just head swap it with the JBL head scan and make it look a bit more modern if I really wanted to. Because same thing with the Farooq over here, but I don't also have any other Farooq figure. let alone Farooq head scan. So that is my problem, but when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, both of these figures are really solid figures. If you wanted to, maybe you put Bradshaw here and you put Farooq here if they want to stand up next to each other type shit. Bada bing, bada boom, you got the logos and the opposite sides. It all looks nice. And got many different ways you could work around these figures. Speaking of that though, why don't we get these bad boys all posed up now, shall we? Alrighty, you guys, now that we've got both of these badasses posed up, both of them delivering some mean-ass clotheslines to Evolution's Randy Orton and Batista, or, you could just say Randy Orton and Batista's Evolution technically hasn't been a faction since like 2013 when they all reunited to face the Shield. But whatever, that's besides the point. What is the point is that both of these men definitely are some pretty badass duos, whether you look at either side of the spectrum when it comes to the tag teams. And when it comes down to the figures we are reviewing today, what would I have to give them on a scale of 9 to 10? Because both of these figures are pretty damn good. They both pose buttery smooth, and honestly, I really can't hate on it. The thing that does bug me a little bit is when it comes to the Bradshaw, the one shoulder has a little rub on the bottom half from posing the arm. So that's a little rough, but it's not the biggest ordeal, especially if I do plan on using these boys for the Fed. They're gonna get a little roughed up anyway, so what you gonna do, but what you gonna do when it comes down to the 1 out of 10 rating, we gotta give both of these guys I'm gonna give them a good solid 7.5. honestly. Both of these men are actually really good and fun to pose around. I can't complain about these boys. And honestly, when it comes down to it, if you guys are a big fan of the APA, which, we're getting closer to talking about what that means. If you guys are a big fan of these two, as a tag team, I highly would recommend these figures, especially over the classic ones, because the classic ones were a tad bit weird. They had the shoulder sleeves on the shirts, and it didn't look good for a molded on t-shirt set of APA figures, though I get it, they wrestled in the shirts and the jeans for a little bit there and all that fun jazz, but it just wasn't really cool looking to me. Definitely these guys are gonna be the way to go if you're gonna get always pounding ass. Nah, I'm kidding, it's not always pounding ass, it's Acolyte Protection Agency, if you guys didn't know that. Now you do. But maybe some of you older action figure reviewers and or viewers may kind of recall Grimm's Toy Show making a similar joke in his review of the older figures that I'm talking about. Maybe it could have been like a JBL action figure review. I'm not exactly too sure. I just remember him making that joke when I was younger and watching his videos. I still do every now and again, but kind of hard for me to want to watch some of those videos, because the wrestling content I do like watching every now and again when it comes to him putting on the GTS wrestling and shit, but man, nothing will ever be better than watching him do the GTS toy show and seeing all the stupid shit he would do there. But that's besides the point. What is the point is, what would I give these guys on a scale of 1 to 5 stars? The good old Young Buck, Dave Meltzer rating. I don't know why I called it Young Buck. I meant to say Dave Meltzer rating. From a good old 1 to Young Buck match, what would we have to rate these figures? Well, if we're gonna rate Always Pounding Ass on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, I'm definitely gonna have to give these guys a good solid 3.8 out of 5 stars. Almost damn near close, but the head scans are a little iffy in my opinion. But that's just kind of whatever. Farooq's isn't bad. It's mainly Bradshaw's, if I'm gonna be realistic and honest about it. But yeah, at the end of the day, you know, maybe if you guys would like to, feel free to comment in the comment section down below about what you think when it comes to these figures. And on that note, you know, maybe go check out the other action figure review I just did. You know, we got good old Stone Cold Steve Austin. The 60th anniversary of wrestling, of WWE edition Stone Cold as well, because damn well no, Mattel has not had this figure line going out for 60 years. But anywho, yeah, on that note, I think we're going to wrap this up here, so feel free to like the video if you liked the video, and if you did not like the video, womp womp, I guess. Nothing I can really do to help you there, but if you did like the video, feel free to, you know, maybe also subscribe. After all, it is free to subscribe, and if you guys wouldn't mind, maybe click that bell. It'll notify you a bit better. I tend to forget that bell feature's a thing. I do it all the time when it comes to other YouTubers, so don't feel bad if you don't have it activated. But if you want to, you know, take the time real quick, go activate that shish. But that's only if you do plan on subscribing, because if you do, I do appreciate it. After all, we are on the road to 250 subs, and I am damn near excited for that. Last I looked, I think it was like 130 something, like 137 I think. So we're getting pretty damn close to the 150 to the 250 goal mark. So if you guys could, feel free to share this around with your family. You know, if you got a little brother who's into this kind of stuff, maybe a little sister, maybe an older sister. I don't really care, as long as your family doesn't mind that I curse in the videos. Shit, let your kids watch. I don't really give a fuck. But if, you know, if not, and you don't have any younger siblings, but you have older siblings who are into it, maybe share it with them. Maybe share it with the family dog. Maybe share it with the family goldfish. I really don't give a fuck who you share it with, but if you share it, feel free to subscribe as well, you know? Just do it. Just do it, please. Just do it. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna fucking beg you guys to subscribe, though it will be nice if you do. And on that note, you know, if you made it this far in the video, have a good rest of your day, night, evening, all that kind of shish. I don't really give a fuck about plugging the Instagram tonight, so have a good rest of your day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I don't know, because I don't live in your time zone. And on that note, we are going to get out of here, because I technically do have another action figure review to do after this. So, yeah, on that note, deuces, ooses, what?